can of some kind of spaghetti sauce. You can use tomato soup. You got 1 can of mushrooms. You can use fresh mushrooms. Okay. You got 1 can of tomato, either pulp or full tomato. One about a half an onion, or green pepper, 1 slice of green pepper, and some ground beef, about a half a pound, a pound and a half of ground beef. Some people don't put ground beef in. I make mine with ground beef. Okay, we've got a little bit of water going in the pan here, so we're going to start it out by cooking up the ground beef. It's best to be prepped ahead of time before you start the cooking and everything, because you can fall. And very important, you start water, 7 3/4 full, about 2 tablespoons of oil instead of margarine, if you pour it, margarine or whatever. Okay, half a box, little thin half box of vitelli, depending on how many you're feeding. If you're feeding about for 3 or 4, do about a half a box of the little one here. Doesn't have to be, won't say the name or anything. You know, it's a little box of spaghetti, something like it looks like that. So half a box of that, and you turn it up to high. So you want to do them both at the same time. Okay, while I'm doing this, I have to prep. I take 1 onion. Okay, so we're only feeding about 3 or so here for this one, so we just use only 1 green pepper. This simmers up. As it cooks in the water, I'm going to break it up. Break it up so it gets all the fats and the grease and stuff. This is extra lean, so according to your budget, I would recommend extra lean or lean. So right there, you want to cook this now till it's brown. Mishap with the, well, we just take the mushrooms. If you buy whole mushrooms, you don't want to put whole mushrooms in. Some people buy cut mushrooms. I was told by some cooks you have to use this kind of mushroom to use a full mushroom. And change the flavor, some about the flavor. But if you have to do stems and pieces, they're perfectly fine too. Just a little more fancier. I find it does make a little bit of difference in the taste. You basically just cut the mushrooms in half. Meanwhile, while you've been doing this, your water should be boiling.
It's not boiling yet.
You keep an eye on the water too. You can show that in the camera. Water's coming up to, when the water's up to a boil, which it isn't yet. So we're dicing this all up here. Oh, by the way, you're watching Buzz TV Canada.
Do you want me to stop it?
No, I'm just about done. So we're
Here's
slicing
the mushrooms.
We're slicing up the mushrooms.
Here's the hamburger. And here's the water boiling.
We're slicing up the...
Here's the spaghetti sauce.
Now, if you want to make a super real spaghetti sauce, you wouldn't be, if you don't want to use the spaghetti stuff, the small spaghetti sauce with meat or whatever you want, basil or whatever you pick, you can experiment with this formula. So we put all that, the green pepper, it's already in there, I guess. And now we're just waiting for the hamburger.
Sorry.
Go back it up in pan and show me cooking too. Well, you can always film just food cooking too. That's good too. That's a good idea. However you want to do it. Okay. Water's coming to a boil. So as I say, you take about a half a box. This is about half a box, 3/4 of a box. Probably gives you a little bit of the other box. I break it in half. Some people leave it. Gotta make sure you get the mess when you drop it on the floor. The thing is about spaghetti, it can get away from you. And you can make one heck of a mess if you're not watching what you're doing. Little techniques, I guess you could say. You get. Again, the formula range, we did a half a box, roughly. You can see the ground beef is turning brown, and the water takes the grease all out. In a moment we'll show you what we do with it, our technique. Okay, so now the spaghetti is on. Turn the light on. Okay, now we're going over here, move behind. We don't use no fancy 18 spoons in this house. We're just doing a norm. This is as real as it gets. So you're seeing there's a thunderstorm starting. Of course, with the magic of editing and everything, we can do stuff too, right?
Right.
What are we running at now with that?
8 minutes and 46.
8 minutes and 40 some seconds. So we're basically going to know, or should know, okay, well, when the hamburger starts to come to a brown like you see here, you got to keep this stirred. You will sometimes have a little run over. It's just water. If it was a cream base in that, you have to clean your stove right afterwards. Things do happen, but don't leave it a mess.
Don't put it on me.
Anyway, if it frosts over, turn it down. I turned it down now to about 3/4 to a half. Now this is ready. If you look, you can see the grease, all the grease that you normally would be having. Lots of grease. So many people, even when they eat healthy, they buy lean and they don't do this process. And what this does is it takes, some people might say, but it's all the dirt and the grease and the dirt, the filth, and just do it like this. You always run the hot water. You can do it in like a container or something. Don't want to be endorsing anybody to plug their sink, so this is how we do it in our place. We've never had any problems, but okay, now we've got the ground beef just cooking on its own, nice and fluffy, semi-cooked already. All the grease and the filth that causes a lot of people's stomach problems and everything has been removed just by the simple process. My brother Ed's the one that showed me that we do that with a lot of the different food. You'll see that, I guess, as Nancy films this stuff as we go. Whether I'm filming her or she's filming me. You're watching Buzz TV Canada. This is Buzz TV Canada Cooks. Anyway, we're adding the onions and the mushroom. You want to let this stir it in like this. Then we're going to just add the tomato. Now again, you can use whole tomato. This happens to be a fresh tomato.
It's on pause.
Nope.
Oh.
See?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I was supposedly adding the
So what, are you
spaghetti
doing
sauce.
a cooking show for your TV, Mont?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
that's what we're filming right
Oh,
now.
I'm
We're
sorry.
talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I guess I'll edit it. Okay, we've added tomato sauce. As I said, if you don't want to use the tomato sauce, you can make your own. You can use like a tomato soup or a tomato paste. You can use. Okay. And all we do now is, there's a little secret I do, we put some cheese in there. A little bit of cheese.
Can you hold the camera ready? I get the cheese.
Just pause it. Save on the batteries.
How do I pause it, Mont?
You watching it? Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, we're grating a bit of cheese here. That's all we need. Don't need much. Just give it a little bit of body. Okay, this is basically coming right to a boil. And what I do too is I use a big bowl and mix it all up with the family. You don't have a huge super mess. Now we're just going to take the cheese and put it over the top. Now again, if you're a cheeseaholic, you can put a lot more cheese, but this is more than enough. Gives it that extra little zing. Okay, now we got the cheese in. We're just waiting for the serving. Okay, now we've got to check the spaghetti. Let's see if it's cooked.
Get a fork.
No, I got one. The old-fashioned method. Spaghetti's done.
Spaghetti's done?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to stop it now?
No. You gotta see the whole process. Now you take the spaghetti, bring it over the sink. You got your culinary thing here. Pour it in. If you're wearing glasses, beware. They'll fog you up pretty fast. Okay, let me pull this off. Go wide. Put it in here into the bowl. Makes it a lot easier to clean it. Before I add that, then you take this here like this and mix this in like this. And then mix this all up like this. And here, and there we go. Spaghetti. Serve it with a nice French bread. French bread.
You want me to stop it?
And serve. Should feed between quite a few people. Anyway, you're watching Buzz TV Canada. Cooks. Later.
Peace.
Peace.